Hi guys, it's Gimmeabreakman, Victor. Do a little update on how things are going in Japan. As you probably heard by now, if you've been watching the news, because you shouldn't be watching me for news, remember, they've been able to reestablish the electricity, reconnect the electric current there at the Fukushima nuclear power plants, and this is good because this will help them cool down the plants, which is what they need to do. Things look better, but we're not out of the woods yet, so keep your eyes on the news and see what happens there. I'm sitting here doing an old-fashioned blog with my bottle of something called Black Bottle, which my wife gave me for Valentine's Day. Isn't that nice? That's a nice wife. That's a nice wife, right? So I'll be sipping this throughout the extent of this blog. Excuse me. But another thing that I will be doing here is talking about what's on the back of this tissue box, which I took notes quickly while I was watching TV. I was watching TV tonight, and they were interviewing people on the streets of Japan, and they said, "What are you doing? You know, how has your life changed now that this earthquake has hit?" I thought you might be interested in this. This is right off the street. They were saying, "Well, we're using bicycles more. We're walking more." A very cute girl was saying, "I only flush every 2 times I use the toilet," which I thought was pretty gutsy to say on camera because she's a cute girl, and Japanese are very picky about hygiene. You know, I think it would probably make her look, it wouldn't be attractive to find out that the girl you're dating is only flushing every other time. It just, it'd be kind of gross, I think, in Japan. People, as you know, probably don't take showers here. They take baths, and they said that they were holding on to their bath water for more than a day to save water. Some people said they were donating blood. They interviewed these children, and they said, what's different recently? And they said, we're not using so much electricity. They call their heaters air conditioners, even though they're only heater. They're dual. The air conditioners in Japan heat or cool depending on the setting, which I don't think happens in the States, right? But they're not central heat. There's no central heating in most of Japan except for Hokkaido. So they're just like these wall-mounted air conditioners that spew heat in the winter. But anyway, they're not using them. And they asked the kids, "Well, do you know why?" And they said, the little 7-year-old was like, "No." And then he's like, "Is it because of the earthquake?" But they're wearing more coats and sweaters to keep warm, to save on electricity. I don't know if most people don't know, because I didn't know. Between Nagoya and Tokyo, there's some kind of electric fault, so to speak. And I believe, I don't know which is which, but there's 60 megahertz on one side and 50 megahertz on the other side. So people west of that line, saving electricity doesn't really help because that electricity cannot be sent to Tokyo. So basically, everything east of that line, those people are all fending for themselves. So Tokyo people saving electricity really helps the people in the north, but people like me, it doesn't really help. Anyway, they're donating. There are long lines of people waiting to donate clothes and blankets, which I thought was great. And that's basically it. And then at the very end, a little boy said, "I hope Japan can smile again." And that kind of brings me to my next point. I've been getting requests. I got a request from a young lady, I don't remember her name, who asked me to make a video supporting this idea that she had, which was an original idea at the time, which was to get people to make paper cranes and make them as video responses to this. So I kind of my cynical side said, what's the point of that? Just donate money. We don't need paper cranes. But to be honest, Japanese people really get off and psychologically get inspired. Get off is maybe not the right word, but they get inspired by this. You raise their spirits. So if you don't, of course you should donate money if you can. If you're going to donate goods and stuff, you can check out some of the links I have in the bottom. If you want to send something, I'll give you a place that's accepting packages and such. But if you just want to help out, you can also just make a video or send a photograph of yourself making a paper crane or holding a sign that says, like, "We love you, Japan," or "Good luck, Japan," or "Ganbatte, Japan," or something, inspiring. Anything you want, as long as it's from the heart. And I will put it in a video. If you want to make a video response, that's the best way. If not, you can just send it to me at gimmeabreakman@gmail.com, and I'll put it in a future video. I swear to God, I've only had one of these. But it really does help. Psychologically speaking, Japanese people do get a lot out of it. And I saw on TV that they were actually featuring some of this. So you never know, you might actually end up on Japanese TV. Some people in Peru were singing songs. So I was like, wow. People all over the world are really sending their love to Japan. And that's great. One other thing, Michaela has started up a channel with, I think this is the first time it's ever happened. Japan, Google, YouTube, has given partnership to a new channel called Partners for Japan. And if you're a partner, you can do your part by just sending a video to that channel. Go over to that channel, Partners for Japan, and see the information, the contact information there. And even if you're not in Japan, you can actually help Japan by just donating a video, which is, it doesn't cost you anything but your time. And I know that's valuable, but so it is appreciated. So, but you should do that. Think about that. And for those of you who just want to support, if you really have nothing to give, you really, I know a lot of people on tight budgets and stuff. If you really can't donate anything, and you can't even make a video response or you don't have a camera, then at the very least, go over to that channel and watch the videos on that channel, because all the views, I don't know if you know this, but all the views and all the AdSense money that comes from that channel will go to Red Cross. So I wholeheartedly recommend or plead, I ask you in a dignified way to please go over there and subscribe to that channel and watch those videos, because that money won't come in for months, but they're going to need that money for months and months to come. It's going to take billions and billions of dollars to repair that whole area of Japan. And so many people have lost their lives and houses, etc. And one last note, for those of you who are seeing hate comments going around, just ignore them. Those people just want attention, and there's no reason to feed feed the trolls, so to speak. That's all for now. I'm Victor, and I thank you for watching. Okay, see you later.